Let's have a party.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another Fallout 76 video. Today we have a brand new update, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, Bethesda dropped a bomb on us letting us know that we're getting a brand new update today. So, this is the full patch notes for the Still Dawn update, update 1.47. Now, as always, I'll be leaving a link down below where you can check out the patch notes yourself. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head on over to Bethesda website and we're going to check out these full patch notes. Once again, as always, I'll be leaving a link down below so you can check these out yourself. But for right now, let's jump right into it. Start off with the update highlights. We have Ad Victorium, we have Head Underground, Gear Up, Don't Just Survive, Thrive, and Save Those Atoms. We're going to look at the Brotherhood of Steel, the quest line. They have negative effects removed from certain traits, and of course we have some atom bundles in the shop. Now, the update version. We have 1.5.0.19. On PC, Bethesda.net 8.3 gigabytes, on Microsoft Store 16.4, PC 8.8, PS4 15.2, and Xbox at 16 gigabytes. Now, next up, we have the Still Dawn questline. The Brotherhood still has returned to Appalachia on a mission to reclaim the region for humanity, to preserve any tech they can find, and to find out what befell the Palladian tragedy and her crew. Starting today, you'll be able to bring your journey with the Brotherhood of Steel, working towards a brighter future in the Appalachian with the new questline. Complete new questline. Meet the new Brotherhood of Steel, arrive and begin your journey through the Still Dawn questline by heading to Port Atlas, formerly the Atlas Observatory in the Savage Divides region of Appalachia. Your level 20 plus character can begin the Still Dawn questline immediately, even if you haven't completed any prior Fallout 76 quest content. Now, when you log in with an eligible character, a quest called Welcome to the Neighborhood will prompt you to visit Fort Atlas. Please note, you can now fast travel to Fort Atlas for free. However, if you had already discovered Atlas Observatory before today's update, the icon will no longer be visible on your map. You will need to revisit the area to discover Fort Atlas once again, and then the marker will appear on your map. Next up, meet new faces. Get acquainted with new characters like Paladin, Ramna, Nightshin, and Scribe Valdez, and many others who have arrived in Appalachia with the Still Dawn update. Explore new locations. We've added several new locations and updated a number of existing ones that you'll be able to join in on the fun with this new update. Gear up with new rewards. Progress through the Still Dawn questline and complete daily ops to earn a host of new cosmetic camps and item rewards, including the following new weapons and armor straight from the Brotherhood arsenal. We have the new Crusader Parade, Plasma Cutter, Hellstorm Missile Launcher, Brotherhood Recon Armor, and you can purchase a variety of mods for these new items from Regs and Vault 76 using Gold Bullion, including mods that you can earn during this lovely event, which has elemental damage. Main menu updates. The Brotherhood has taken over the game main menu with all new background video and music. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, camp shelters. Head underground with camp shelters, which are instances interiors that you can add to your camp and customize to flex your creativity as a builder. We've added a brief new quest called Home Expansion to the game that allow players to do this. You must complete this in order to gain access to the camp shelters feature. To begin this, we have the Home Expansion quest. By reading a shelter's claim center poster in train centers throughout Appalachia, or you can find your way into the claim center by locating a key in the Northern Forest region. With today's update, they introduced our first 3 camp shelters, with each offer a different size space to build in and a variety of unique layouts and styles. They have the Vault Utility Room. After completing the Home Expansion quest, all players can clean the Vault Utility Room for free in the Atomic Shop. Please note, since we've decided to release Still Dawn early, only the Vault Utility Room will be available on November the 24th. The Vault Lobby and Atrium described below will arrive at a later date. Vault Lobbies. Fallout First members can claim this medium-sized shelter this month in the Fallout First section of the Atomic Shop. In the future, it will be available for all players for atoms. Vault Atrium. The largest of the first three shelters, the Vault Atrium can be purchased using atoms. Once you have claimed a camp shelter, you can access its interior by building the associated shelter's entrance in your camp. Your camp can contain one of each type of shelter that you own, and you can build multiple entrances to the same shelter. Find your available shelter entrances by scrolling to the new shelters category in the camp building menu. Select the entrance you would like to build and then head inside. Every shelter has its own build budget that is separate from your main camp as well as any other shelters you've built. Your shelter's interior will be saved as you build, so you won't lose anything if you relocate your camp, move your shelter entrance, or if your entrances get destroyed. Now, since they are instances, shelters are able to offer sizable build budgets. Currently, each of the first three shelters have larger budgets than your main camp, so build away, build. We relax certain build restrictions inside shelters by introducing a toggle snapping option that you can turn off to place the object anywhere you like, or to turn on to snap object to each other or to the build grid. Additionally, use the shelter control panel inside of each camp shelter to quickly scrap or repair anything you've built so far. Next up, we have design updates, dynamic building pricing. A common suggestion that they received from Atomic Shop aficionados have been to reduce bundle prices for players who already own some of the items they contain. So with today's update, they've added pricing tech that will do just that. Going forward, if you own one or more items in a bundle, the item price will automatically reduce accordingly. The more items you already have, the lower you adjusted the price. Bundles that have been adjusted this way will now display your price versus the original price. Items you already own will be marked in each bundle description. We also added new bundle categories to the left side hand of the Atomic Shop menu so that you can more easily find all of the bundles that are currently available without having to hunt for them on multiple pages. And additional Atomic Shop updates. Backpack Flare, they have even more personality to their backpacks with backpack flares. They've added 2 new backpack flare slots to modify a menu for backpacks that can add a little bit more flair. Going forward, keep an eye out for more backpack flares that you can unlock in an Atomic Shop and claim from seasonal scoreboards as well as rewards in game. Backpack you crafters prior to the Still Down update will not have backpack flare mod slots. Craft new versions of your backpack to cause the backpack flare slots to appear. Please note, while the backpack flare system is live as of November 24th, flares themselves are not yet available. We will let you know as soon as they will add them at a later date. Fallout First items that have special discounts for Fallout First members will now appear in the Fallout First section of the Atomic Shop while they are on sale. These items now also display a Fallout First icon both in the Fallout First category and in the appropriate subcategories in the Atomic Shop. And lunchboxes. In addition to earning lunchboxes reward from a season scoreboard or buying them with gold bullion in-game, you can now purchase them for 150 items in the Atomic Shop. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Daily Ops. New items. We've added a number of new rare items that you can earn by completing Daily Ops. They include plans to craft Brotherhood Recon Armor, Crusader Pistol, Plasma Cutter, and Hailstorm Missile Launcher. Planned rewards. Say goodbye to duplicate plans. Non-tradable item plans that can be awarded by Daily Ops, like the Warglade plan, will no longer continue to drop as reward after you've learned them. Mutations and enemies. To help keep Daily Ops feeling fresh each day, we've made an adjustment to prevent the game enemy mutations and functioning from appearing in 2 different ways. Here they go. We have Hunger and Thirst update. They agreed from the feedback from the community to change the Hunger and Thirst mechanics, and here we are. We decided to remove the negative effects from the Hunger or Thirsty buffs and bonuses you receive them when you are fed and are hydrated. Going forward, your action points, health, and disease resist will no longer be negatively effective when you haven't had anything to eat or drink recently. Instead, you will gain buffs that increase depending on how fully your Hunger and Thirst meters are. Hunger gain 15 plus hit points when you are partially fed, all the way up to max 35 and plus 35 disease resistance plus 1 strength when fully fed. And thirst, gain 15% action points regeneration when partially hydrated, up to 35% action points regeneration and 35% disease resist and +1 endurance when you're fully hydrated. In PvP, the pacifist mode. When pacifist mode becomes available to new characters at level 5, they'll now be toggled on by default, and user interface added a fast travel point and map marker for Vault 51. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have bug fixes. Ally, Settler Forager. Players can once again receive daily quests from the Settler Forager ally. Arts and graphics, animation, human NPCs that have both legs crippled no longer appear to fall down and then immediately stand back up. Instead, they will remain standing, but they will remain immobile until one's leg is healed. Power armor, players' posteriors are now properly protected when wearing Enclave power armor. Weapon, turbo fertilizer grenades no longer appear to explode twice on detonation, and weapons charging up, like the God's pistols, are then holster is no longer causes a small portion of the weapon model to disappear. Camps and workshops. General. Grass and small plants are once again visible, removed when placing foundations and other large camp objects on top of them. Brotherhood Field Station closed a hole in the field station ceiling. Decor. Players can now build powered lawn flamingos without having learned the base lawn flamingo plan. Encampment bridge. Fixed issue that could allow encampment bridge places to remain floating in midair after removing connected pieces. And also encampment fences. The encampment fence now spins at its center point when rotating the object in build mode, and its explosion visual effects also appear at its center point when the face is destroyed. Now, here's the exploit. Traps now have a minimum distance that can be placed from other traps. Camps and blueprints containing traps that are stacked on top of each other can no longer be placed. Exploit. Place a camp budget exploit related to wires, and also address an item exploit related to Collectron Station and Rocket Rise can no longer be placed clipping into other objects. And the super reactor now scraps into aluminum, copper, and rubber instead of just rubber. Next up, we have combat. Explosion damage. Fix the issue that could cause non-physical explosion for weapons like floater grenades to deal less damage than intended. And VATS. Greatly improve the accuracy and chance of hit percentage when using VATS. Hits that successfully strike the target can now deal damage correctly. And fix the issue that could cause VATS to close when on line of sight to the target enemy become partially obstructed. Continue to fire Flamer and Cryoliver after closing VATS. No longer stop those weapons from damaging enemies, and corrected the damage dealt when firing the Tesla Cannon, Uncharged Gauss weapon, and VATS. Daily Ops. Contextual ammo. Enemies in Daily Ops now correctly drop shotgun shells when using the fancy shotgun. Bosses, Daily Ops no longer sometimes swap their unique weapon for weapons from nearby creatures or corpses. And bosses, the super mutant daily bosses, no longer disarm after being staggered. Operation report. After receiving Paladin tier or higher, the reward list in the operation report now correctly includes both the player legendary item rewards. In Vault 94, fixed issue causing certain doors inside of Vault 94 to display a button prompt without any text. Enemies. Blood Eagles can no longer be turned into Scorched Blood Eagles by Scorched Beasts. Earl Williams can no longer turn into Ash Pile or Goo Pile on death, nor dismembered by the Bloody Mess perk, and Scorched Beast Queen no longer clips into the train during her strafe attack. Next up, we have items. Under items, apparel. Fix several instances where Enclave Under Armor could clip through different apparel, like the bomber jacket and pint-sized slasher outfit. Armor, sturdy and heavy metal armor, leg armor can now drop as legendary items, and players can now correctly remove miscellaneous mods from armor pieces. Secret Service armor with the weightless legendary attribute no longer counteracts cloaking granted by the chameleon mutation. The Gamma Gun, firing rapidly, no longer sometimes causes the Gamma Gun to fire more rounds than the magazine contains. Gauss Minigun, the crosshair, no longer persists on top of the Gauss Minigun sights when aiming after applying the gunner sights mods. Gauss Shotgun can no longer spawn with the explosive legendary effects. Heavy weapon, the Cryler now correctly deals cryo damage and the Flamer deals fire damage. Mods, weapons that have heated mods applied now correctly deal fire damage, and the Refrigerator Backup mod now reduces full spoilage rate by 50% instead of 10%. Weighted armor mods now ignore 5 points of enemy damage resist in addition to 10% they ignored previously. This will improve situations where the weighted mods had very little effect on enemies who have already had low damage resist. And the pump action shotgun increased pump action shotgun bash damage so that it is in line with the rifles and other shotguns. Recipes: the Radstag Redemption, Merla Boyle, and Headhunter headdress recipes now correctly unlock the ability to craft those items. Thrown weapon: the following weapons can now deal correct damage types as they are promptly enhanced by the Demolition Expert perk card. Cryogenic grenades, Karpo mine, floating grenades, plasma grenades, and Molotov cocktails. Warglaive added copper to the Warglaive crafting requirements and removed the plasma core requirement. Next up, mutations. Carnivore: the following items count now as meat when affected by the carnivore mutation. Canned dog food, Deathclaw eggs and omelets, frog legs, imitations seafood, Mirrorless eggs and omelets, Mothman eggs, pork and beans, rat scorpion eggs and omelets, rat toad eggs and omelets, rat toad omelets, salisbury steak preserve, and yum yum devil eggs. And herbivore: the following items can now count as plant-based food when affected by the herbivore mutation. We have Cajun rice and beans, fire tap, tasty souffle, Instamash, preserved Instamash, and vegetarian hams. Now, NPCs. Animations corrected a number of issues that could cause various word NPCs to play incorrect animations or temporary stop animating. The Fisher no longer plays an animation as though he is using a terminal when he is not near one. The Overseer no longer sometimes becomes stuck when heading into the presentation room during Overseer. And White String bots, Sentry bots, and Doorman protection now respond properly when players interact with them. Performance and stability. Client stability. Fixed the issue that could cause a client crash when loading into a world. Server performance. Players will no longer receive an error when joining a daily ops while using furniture. Also address the server crash that could occur when loading into the world. And address an issue that could result in a performance drop while viewing the season scoreboard. Under perks, Animal Friend, remove outdated level required. Wording from the perk card description. Kim Friend now correctly increased the duration of all effects granted by Barry Mentas. Nerd Rage fixed the issue causing Nerd Rage to grant its damage bonus while above 20% health. And Wasteland Whisper, remove outdated level requirements. Wording from the perk card description. Now, quests and events. Ally. Thicker than water, Watoga Underground is now properly interested defending Billings Homestead. Enemies no longer get stuck or spawn in nearby water during the home shop events at Billings Homestead. Free range beefed up Brahmin, health, and resistance during the free range event. Project Paradise. Friendly creatures that appear after completely filling the habitat throughs now have a consistent max level of 100. Scorched Earth now correctly grants 3-star legendary items rewards on completion. And sound. Armor Ace Shooting Gallery. Enjoying a daily out while using the Armor Ace Shooting Gallery no longer causes the sound effect to play continuously. Bony Death Tambo added unique sound effects to the Bony Death Tambo skin. Community Bunker sound effects no longer continue to play after a door has finished opening and closing. Encampment Fences corrected the sound effect that play when opening the encampment fence gate. Hounds Reclining Sofa Chairs now play sound when the players sit in them. Thermins now play one or two different songs depending on the end game of the day. And interface. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Map. Bloody Frank is now labeled correctly on the map. Scoreboard on NPC is pressing the space bar while viewing the scoreboard in game no longer incorrectly opens the challenge menu in world. Pathing fixed a number of objects in the world that players could path through or clip through and fix several locations throughout the world where players could become stuck. Boom! So there you have it. Almost 20 minutes. We got through it. Those are all the official patch notes, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still here, thank you for all the love and support. The update is live, ladies and gentlemen. Get out there, have some fun. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.